Have you ever felt completely trapped by your own mind? Locked inside a cage where the bars are simply your own worries, your regrets, and the endless what-ifs? For decades, I struggled believing that my thoughts were me, that the chaos inside defined my life. But I discovered a secret, a way to live fully in this world without being consumed by its storms. Welcome to the Buddha Essence Wisdom Channel. I'm so happy you're here. If you are seeking practical, timeless wisdom to navigate these later years with grace and peace, please do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. Your support truly helps me create more videos like this one. Today, I want to talk about one of the most liberating truths I've ever encountered in Buddhism. A truth that is particularly helpful as we reach our 60s and beyond. I call it the state of being in the world but not of the world. I want you to imagine a vast ocean liner, your life moving steadily across the water. The waves, the wind, the occasional storm, those are your daily challenges, your to-do lists, the latest health worries, and most importantly, your thoughts. They are real. They are happening, but are they you? For most of my adult life, I believed that every ripple of thought, I should have done this. Why did they say that? I am getting old was my fixed identity. I clung to every single wave. And what happens when you cling to a wave? You get tossed around exhausted and drowned in suffering. But true practice, the wisdom of awareness, shifts your perspective entirely. We don't stop living, feeling, or acting. We are still deeply in the world. Yet we stop mistaking those temporary waves for the ship itself. We realize that the spacious, quiet awareness that simply notices the thoughts is our true nature. Think about a time when you were able to step back from a moment of intense frustration, maybe sitting in traffic or dealing with a stressful family matter. For just a second, you noticed, frustration is arising. That small gap, that moment of observation is pure freedom. In that very second, you are no longer enslaved by the thought. You are simply noticing it pass. This practice brings about a profound, deep-seated serenity. It's not about becoming numb or withdrawing from life. It's about becoming utterly unshakable, finding a quiet steadiness deep within, even when the world outside continues to roar. Have you ever felt that flicker of calm amidst chaos? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. We just discussed how we can live in the world without being enslaved by our thoughts, finding that calm, spacious awareness. But that leads us to an even deeper question, the one that truly challenges how we view ourselves. Who is this I that is doing the noticing? Most of us, especially those of us who have lived through many decades building careers, families, and histories, grew up believing in a solid, unchanging self. An I at the very core of our being that has remained constant since childhood. We cling to it fiercely. This is my identity. I am this kind of person. I've always been this way. But let me offer you the timeless Buddhist teaching on anatta, or no self, using one of the most beautiful and accessible metaphors. I want you to join me and imagine standing on the bank of a mighty river. You look down at the rushing water. The river appears continuous, constant, and enduring. You might say, that is the Mississippi River, or that is the Hudson. Yet here's the profound insight. Is the water you see now the same water you saw 5 seconds ago? Of course not. The water molecules have already flowed past and been replaced by new ones, then new ones again. The river is never the same from one moment to the next. This is the perfect analogy for what we call ourself. That powerful, enduring feeling of me The self you wake up with every morning is not a solid fixed entity you can grab hold of. It's not a single thing. It is merely a process in motion, a relentless, constantly evolving current of experiences, sensations, memories, and thoughts flowing one after another. When we cling tightly to the idea, I must always be the person I was 20 years ago, or my identity must remain exactly the same, we are trying to grab a fistful of that river water. The harder we squeeze, the more quickly it slips through our fingers, leaving us feeling empty, frustrated, and resistant to change. The beauty of realizing this is that you don't have to carry the burden of defending a rigid historical identity anymore. It frees you to be flexible, to learn, and to grow in every single moment, just like the river continuously flowing, yet always new. Doesn't that sound like a relief? To let go of the pressure to be who you think you are and simply be who you are right now. Think about it. So if this self is not a solid fixed thing, if it's constantly flowing like a river, then let's look closer at the raw material of that flow, our thoughts. This is where the rubber meets the road in meditation, and it holds the most fundamental truth that can immediately stop unnecessary suffering. The first basic truth we must accept is this: your thoughts are not under your control. Now you might be skeptical. You might say, of course I control my thoughts. I decide to plan my day or remember a conversation. But I want you to conduct a little experiment right now with me. Close your eyes for just 30 seconds. Try to command your mind to be completely silent. Try to force it to remain peacefully blank. Did you manage it? If you're like every human being on this planet, within moments, a thought popped in. Maybe it was a memory from yesterday, a sudden feeling of hunger, or even just a random song lyric. Notice how that thought did not ask for your permission to arrive. You didn't invite it. It simply showed up unannounced. This reveals a crucial insight that shatters the myth of control. You are not the master of your thoughts. If you were, you could simply decide to feel peaceful and focused all day, every day. But anyone who has ever tried to sit quietly knows how quickly the mind wanders, leaping from one branch to the next like a restless monkey. The wisdom here is not a weakness. It's a massive relief. When you recognize that thoughts arise and vanish on their own, just like clouds drifting across the sky, you realize you don't have to fight them anymore. Some clouds are light and gentle, planning your next trip. Others are heavy and stormy, filling you with worry or desire. But the key is this: they all move on. No cloud stays forever. The moment you accept this, that the stream of thought is automatic, you stop wasting precious energy trying to force your mind into submission. That effort is exhausting. Letting go of the illusion of control is the crucial first step toward true inner peace. You simply watch the thoughts as events without claiming ownership. If our thoughts are just fleeting clouds and the self is an ever-changing river, who is the quiet presence that is noticing all of this, who is watching the clouds drift by? When we first start this journey, we assume there must be a permanent hidden self, a tiny person inside our head pulling the levers and acting as the final observer. But as we practice, we find a much more profound and infinitely more liberating truth. This truth is the heart of what the Buddha taught, and it is the key to lasting serenity. Your true nature is not a small self that observes. Your true nature is the awareness itself. I want you to use one of the most powerful visual metaphors we have. Awareness is the open sky. Imagine the vast, limitless sky above you. Now think about the clouds, the storms, the plains, the smoke, and the dust. They all pass through the sky. A terrifying thunderstorm might rumble, or thick, dark clouds of worry might blot out the sun for a while. But I want to ask you, is the sky itself ever harmed by the storm? Is the sky ever made dirty by the pollution? No. The sky remains eternally vast, open, and pure. It is the container for everything, yet it is touched by nothing. This is your true awareness. It is boundless, ungraspable, and completely spacious. Your thoughts and emotions, the temporary clouds and storms, come and go within this vast awareness. You are the sky, not the weather. When you recognize this, you stop identifying with the turbulence. When an intense feeling of regret arises, instead of saying, "I am regretful," you can simply notice, a cloud of regret is passing through my awareness. This shift from identifying as the troubled cloud to resting as the expansive sky is where deep, unshakable peace begins. It's a peace that isn't earned by controlling your mind, but by recognizing what you truly are. Free, spacious, and untouched. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes and just rest as the sky. Feel the space. That is your authentic nature. We've established that we are the vast, untouchable sky, and our thoughts are just passing clouds. But if thoughts are harmless clouds, why do they cause us so much anguish? Why do they keep us up at night? This leads us to the fourth major insight, the one that the Buddha called the root cause of suffering. The real difficulty, my friends, is not the thoughts themselves. Thoughts are going to arise until the moment we take our last breath. The issue lies entirely in our ancient automatic habit of clinging. We have this intense, often subconscious urge to identify with every thought and feeling that appears, and to proclaim, "This is mine," or "This is me." I want to share a common scenario that many of us over 50 face. Let's say you receive a slightly critical email from a colleague or a family member. A thought instantly arises, "I'm a failure," or "They don't respect me." If you cling to that thought, if you immediately fuse your identity with it, you have essentially thrown yourself into the storm. You declare, "This is me, I am that failure." Suddenly, the thought is no longer a neutral event. It tightens your chest, stresses your shoulders, and ruins your afternoon. That physical and emotional pain is the direct result of clinging. But what happens when you practice non-clinging? You notice the surge of feeling and you simply label it. A thought of inadequacy is arising. A feeling of defensiveness is here. You see it as an object separate from your true self. You don't pick it up and wear it as your identity. When we let go of that habit of clutching onto every passing mental event, a marvelous thing happens. Natural clarity and lightness appear. The storm loses its power over you because you realize the thoughts, the feelings, the memories. They are simply temporary software running on the eternal hardware of your awareness. This is the liberating work of the practice. It's not about fighting your mind. It's about ceasing to claim its contents as your fixed, precious self. We've arrived at the final and perhaps most beautiful insight in our discussion today. It deals with the concept of emptiness, or ness of self, the idea that there is no fixed permanent observer hiding inside your skull. For many people, this idea that there is no solid, separate me operating the controls can sound unsettling, even frightening. It feels like a loss. If there's no permanent observer, who am I? Am I nothing? But here is the profound counterintuitive truth that Buddhism offers. This realization of emptiness is not a loss. It is the recognition of absolute freedom. Think back to the me you've spent decades defending. That rigid, insecure, often anxious self that constantly needed validation, affirmation, and protection. Every time someone disagreed with you or you failed at a task, that fragile ego self felt threatened and went into combat mode. Defending that fixed identity is exhausting work, and you realize that there is no solid fixed self to protect or defend when you see that the observer is simply another dynamic process of the mind. All that defensive energy is instantly released. You gain an immense open space. This spaciousness is the key. It's the psychological and emotional room that allows all thoughts, all feelings, and all challenging sensations to come and go without trapping you. You are no longer crowded into a small closet of personal identity. You are vast. It's like opening all the windows and doors in a house that was once cramped and stuffy. Now the wind can move through, the light can stream in, and everything can breathe. The storm still comes, the thoughts still arise, but they no longer have the power to bind you, because you are not their owner and you are not their subject. This is the ultimate liberation. Peace comes not from finding a solid self, but from recognizing the freedom of awareness itself. I sincerely hope these reflections have spoken to your heart today. If you found clarity and wisdom in this message, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the Buddha Essence Wisdom channel. Let's continue to walk this path of freedom, one breath and one moment of awareness at a time. Thank you for joining me.